I just want to generally explain some like small little things that you can do to like improve your gameplay. The main things I want to get into are positioning, fucking spacing, especially spacing. That one's a really valuable one. As soon as I learned that one, I improved so much. Oh boy, did I improve. I will probably go through every single ranked mode, basically going on like what you should do when you're attacking, defending, and when you're in neutral, because yes, there is such a thing as neutral. And people don't really know how to handle that, especially at the start of the game. The first 20 seconds are very, very valuable. You should not be fucking around with that. And another one that's really important is just generally what you do against different weapons. Because knowledge is very important. One of the reasons why I wanted to just like play random... I used to play random weapons bingo a lot in Splatoon 2, like the later half. I may not like, or may not have liked to play Charger back in the day. I love E-Leader right now, but shut up. But back in the day, all I liked was rollers, baby. That was my thing. I loved rollers. I would never really touch anything else. And that was not good. I'd complain about stuff that was easily avoidable. Oh my god, I was bad back then. Fuck, man. Doing those random weapon bingos was actually really helpful, because I got to, even if I didn't have fun with a weapon, I would have to learn it. I would have to learn how to use it, what people are looking out for, specifically what each other are looking for. If someone is coming against me as an E-leader, what will they be looking for? What opening will they be looking for? And vice versa. If I was looking for something to like maybe make it easier to snipe an opponent or whatever, I would be looking for that. That's what I would be mostly trying to learn. And I did that with every weapon in the game. I guess I'll start with positioning. I'm gonna divide these up just to make it very simple for the newer players, I guess. We'll divide them up into three. The three main positions, I'd say that there are backliners, the support, and the front line. Or midline, I guess we would call the support. Now the support is very flexible. They're usually either mid or front line. Backliners and anchors, they usually stay back. They usually stay behind cover where they can't be shot at. The usual points are high ground. You want to be higher because you can see all of this. You can see all of this. Look at all this space. You can see, and with your long-ass range, you can fucking snipe, 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 snipe. All the way around. You have all this view to snipe. It is where you should be aiming at. If you are, say, down here, it's not terrible. If you're able to, like, quickly switch. You are obviously vulnerable to people who are coming around this area. But you can still go over here. You still have a little space over here, but it's still blocking you right here. And obviously people can take advantage of your limited view and close the gap in between. So yeah, if you're looking at improving at a backliner, positioning is very, very important. Finding a good position is very important. Some people like to be up here. I don't particularly like it, because it's a little further from mid. And also, oh god, how do I demonstrate it? You can't get the people that are down under this ledge very easily. You see? You can just look down by doing that. When you're up here, you can't do that. And so people can usually sneak under this little ledge and come up here and surprise you. That's how it'll be. For like support slash midline, I don't know why I say slash midline. Support in itself is just a very flexible role. Newer players may go for support because, funny, I can't aim. I wouldn't actually recommend it. Because, oh baby, you need to make some fucking good decisions. For support, it's the role I play the best. Like, objectively. I like playing any other role because, like, support isn't really that fun because it's not really big playmaking. You don't really see people popping off whenever they're doing a really good thing in support. Like, just coming up and being like, hey, I'm gonna help my teammate kill this person. Hell yeah. I usually get more gratification doing that in solo, I'll be real. In solo, I like it when I help someone kill another person or just, like, help them survive. Usually, either by fucking painting their feet or, sending in a bomb. Stuff like that. And, like, even if they don't booyah back, I'm just like, yeah, I helped that person survive. That's great. I'm enjoying myself. It's a very hard role to do. Despite being, in most of the game's life, in like the series life, being kind of a paint spammer. Which, yes, it can do that. But a lot of support is just sticking with the people who need to push. If you think of a support player, what do you think? Do you think someone who fucking just like sits back and paint spams? Yes, that can be what they do in some situations, but what I think of is bomb spam, giving specials to go in, and then, if you're really spicy, they kind of stick sort of close to the front lines and paint so that the actual slayers and front lines can get in. I like in Rainmaker when the Rainmaker is trying to get somewhere, usually the goal. Alright, we have our teammates, like, fighting all the way over there and whatnot. What I love to do is just going up, cheeky paint, make it so the Rainmaker can get places, and just, like, defend it. Be a body blocker. That is my love as a support player in Rainmaker, just going in, painting, and being a body blocker. And it works. Let's go with midliners as a better example. Other than support. Midliners love to do, they like to space. Specifically, space against short-range shooters, or people with shorter range in general. Being able to space that shit is very valuable. Just in general, learning a weapon. If you have a midliner, you need to focus on your spacing. Usually, midliners would like to stay a little bit back. Like, have a little bit of paint in front of them, like, you know, just vibing. Usually midliners like to do chip damage as well for the frontliners. Now frontliners, you love making clips of frontliners. Oh my lord, they are aggressive as fuck. I'm aggressive as fuck whenever I'm playing a frontliner. That's what you do. You go up and you fucking kill. Oh my goodness. Alright, so there's two ways I would play a frontliner. One of the ways is what I got on right now, Ninja Squid. You don't even need to have Ninja Squid. You can just, like, travel really slowly and hide in the ink and do your thing. I would usually recommend doing sneaky plays, or the sneaky style, when you have a team that can paint. Because if you don't have paint, your ass ain't being sneaky. Your ass ain't being fucking sneaky, bro. People will see you. Especially because you're trying to paint and move up. If you're going ultra aggressive, like fucking Stamper or whatever, yeah, no, you don't have to be sneaky about that shit. Just go in and fucking kill. Just wreck ass. Honestly, frontline is probably the easiest in terms of, like, explaining what kind of positioning you need. Obviously, you need positioning that takes advantage of your weapon and where you are. I mean, preferably in a point that doesn't leave you out in the open. I don't like this, honestly. This position, no, you don't. I don't want you here if you're a frontline. Nuh-uh. If there's like any backline on there, you can't get them. You're out in the open for these guys, and for anyone coming in through this way, that way, and sometimes over there. But if you go over here, it's not too bad over there. Yeah, no, this is the bad position you want. What you want to be in frontliners is kind of just like under ledges towards the sides and everything, so you can take advantage of people's like lack of fucking sight. Because if you're down here, what fucking backliner is gonna fucking see you down here. Obviously ones with gray eyes and who pays attention, but when you're a newer player, with newer people to fucking come across in like solo queue, they ass ain't fucking seeing you down there. I can tell you that right now. If you can't see that, then they won't see that. Yeah, frontlining, positioning, like Splatoon is just a game where positioning just changes. There are certain places that you just camp. In this mode, in this scenario, if I'm a backliner, yes, I would be up here. Maybe I'd move down here if I wanted to see a bit more of this place right here. If your backline is not staying on the tower, they would probably be moving into this position by now. Picking off anyone who like comes near on this side is usually what they can do. I would recommend that, just in general, the backliners stay on the tower. This is not always the case. Half the time I would actually recommend a special spammer be on this thing. Usually the support. Because a little nice little thing, what you get when you're on the tower is you get a little bit of special charge. And if you have a special spammer with like, it's not so much missiles nowadays. Usually it's just like crab tank. Booyah bomb can be one. Any of those ones that displace people. You would like to have the guy with that special on here as well. It doesn't have to be the backline. Sometimes being able to spam an annoying special is more valuable than having your backliner just camped here. I guess that's kind of it for the roles and positioning, I guess. Usually what you want to pay attention to, positioning as well, is your team. You have to move with your team. And you have to respond accordingly when the other team is positioning in a very bad place for you. This game is a team-based game. My movement usually, unless I'm playing like a frontline or something and I'm going ultra-aggressive, which is not always the play you should do. I know everyone gets carried away with being ultra-aggressive with a frontliner. Or Slayer, mostly. But usually, what you'd like to do is just move with your team, make sure you're all in a nice position, don't bunch up. I know it's like... I know you're just like, oh man, I gotta be next to my teammates so that they can help me, or I can help them. But like, even as a support, I wouldn't stay too close because it leads to both of you either dying or getting very damaged and having to back off. You have to be very, very careful. But yeah, usually save moving forward for when you're pushing. And then, oh god, something that my team, you can look back, I don't even know if the VODs are still up, but I do have the videos saved. Is when I was playing in the tournament with my boys in the NSC stuff. You'll probably notice, and I think maybe it's in one of my videos, I can't remember, but one thing that we did very well is telling each other, hey, two of us are down, maybe be a bit less aggressive. Or back up. And that's how we saved ourselves a lot of trouble. Is mostly, you won't be able to do this in solo as much. I would recommend paying attention at that point. But if you're with a team of people, what I'd recommend is communicating when you die. Because, and like, if you're dead, press the X button and tell people what's going on. That's a thing that I use a lot. You'll probably see a lot of the time when I'm playing. I look at the map a lot, especially when I die. When I die, I look at the map and I'm just like, ah, shit, okay. It is better to back out during a push, usually. If I back out right here, this gives a nice, lovely jump to my teammates and saves precious time on them coming back in. It also continues the aggression. It might not be as good as when you were all alive, but it continues it. And you can hopefully get that push back. Choke points are areas where people kind of gather to get an advantage. over the other team. It depends on which like side you're on usually. Essentially, they are points that can determine whether a push is successful or not. Or if you basically win the game sometimes. This right here is a lovely choke point, alright? It can sway the game so hard. Because the tower stops right there for a good few seconds and comes all the way around like that. Alright, now if the attackers are great, they can stop, they can just like deny the defenders any access to this area. And I believe around this point, this is where the attackers can just jump up here and say, "Fuck you! I'm up here now! Get away!" Oh god. But also, if the attackers aren't quick enough to realize, hey, there's a person on here and they can contest the tower, then I don't think you're living, bro! Oh shit. Whenever doing a push or defending, always pay attention to choke points like this. A path, like a bit of the map where the objective is gonna go, where usually scuffles will happen. One side will probably have an advantage for a little bit, but if you push through it, then it's gonna prevent anything from happening for the other team. It's just kind of how it is. And here, I usually would be looking, I would like put my camera down. Probably bomb spam. And a little bit of this. Oh, they can just jump up here. Yeah, no, this is, you can just jump up here as soon as the tower comes here. But obviously, there's that point right there that you stay in for a long time. Let me see. How bad? Yeah, obviously, the weight here as well. Over here. Yeah, no, it's not as bad as a choke point. So I can at least, shoot here, I guess. Still not great. Spacing. This one's very important, okay? I call it spacing, it's the exact same thing as in Smash. It's where you're using your effective range. If you have more range than your opponent, you use that to your advantage. You do not get into their kill range. The Splash is a short-ranged, a little bit of a short-ranged weapon. Just a tad, I didn't know if you know that. Look how far it can shoot right here. We have a nice line here. Let's pull out a longer ranged weapon. It's kind of like Squeezer or something. Let me move to the side a bit. There we go. Just cover that a little bit. There we go. This right here, where there is no ink. All right, imagine there's a fucking splash on the other end of this. Stay here, anywhere within from here to like here. That is ideally where you should space. Stay out of their kill range, which is this lovely little bit right here, but stay in your range. Stay exactly where you should be to kill them. You get what I'm saying? It's like when you're playing a character with a big meaty hitbox in Smash, and you're against someone with little piddly hitboxes and whatnot. You're just like, nah, I'm not gonna go into their hitbox. They're gonna come into mine. That's basically what you have to do. This is what Squeezer kind of like thrives on. It's what every mid-range weapon thrives on in terms of like going against short-range shooters, which are very popular and very easy, I guess. Considered easy to play. Is you would take advantage of spacing, of that effective range. You stay fucking anywhere within this little range right here, so that they cannot get you, but you can get them. So now you're probably wondering, what do I do if I'm that Splash? Do I just lose? No. No, you don't. Go back to Splash. What I'd usually recommend, and what probably most people would recommend, is even though you have less range, obviously you're more mobile, usually. If you have less range, you are more mobile. You can usually work with all the paint around you. Move around. And getting closer. Easy and most probably recommended way is just use a bomb. Yes, it is that simple. Just use a bomb. When you are a short-range shooter, what you usually find with short-range shooters in general is that they love to throw bombs. Now, why is that? It's because of this. Is that close enough? Yes, it is. It's because once you throw a bomb, that is a guaranteed hit of death. With burst bomb, it's a guaranteed hit of chit damage. But with suction bomb and splat bomb, right here, that is guaranteed death. The opponent cannot do anything about it. If they stay in this zone, they are dead. So when you throw a bomb at them, they have to move. Now, usually you want to assess where exactly they're gonna go. If they back up, that's fine. That means you can move up, and you can throw another one. Or perhaps you can close the gap a little bit and shoot them. Maybe they're a bit slow. If I throw a bomb and they move to the sides, it's getting them out of position and getting into a considerably bad one. Perhaps. Or their other option, you throw a bomb and they move forward. Now they are in your kill range. Being able to utilize your entire kit is very valuable. Yeah, that's basically spacing. Just that is probably the simplest and probably one of the easiest to learn. It's the one that will probably get you the most results is spacing. I'll cover the super jumping now that I'm at it. Let's say we have one of your teammates here. One here. I don't know, here. How about that? So let's just imagine for a second, right? Any area over here that's not painted by me, okay? That is enemy ink, alright? So when we're choosing where to jump, and you might not even have 3 of your teammates alive, alright? When you're jumping, bro, do not jump to whoever is near the enemy ink. Do not. Unless you are someone like a stamper, or even a blaster, I guess, who can one-shot kill someone before they kill you when you're jumping. Don't fucking do it. I have so many people coming and jumping to me as a front line all the way over here, and then they get splatted instantly. I'm like, buddy, stop it. Another lovely little thing that people love doing. Let's just make a little area right here. Put a little beacon right there. Alright, so just imagine this little beacon right here is someone sharking. They're surrounded by enemy ink. Alright? You don't need to have communication to know this, alright? You do not need communication to be aware that someone is trying to shark. You can also pay attention to the side. Usually, on the side, there's 1, 2, 3, your teammates. If you notice that your teammate has Ninja Squid or anything to shark, I would not recommend jumping to them, at all. Unless, they're the only one alive and they're in a good position, away from enemy ink. Don't jump to them. Because what they want to do is shark, and usually, you will not have something like I have, like stealth jump. So what happens when you jump to them? You have a big marker, exactly where they are hiding. You have just signaled to the other team, hey, my teammate is here, and I'm jumping to them. He's a free 2 kills. Stop jumping to me when I am sharking, please. When I am hiding, alright? It might be lovely, it might be a lovely thought to jump to someone when they're in enemy ink and you're just like, oh yeah, we're both gonna get the fucking sneak attack. No, you're not. You're both gonna die. Alright, when you're here, when you're deciding where to jump, don't jump to any of these guys. This guy would hate you if you jump to him. because you've just given away the position. These two guys, this guy, no, I would not go to them, because most likely they are about to be in a fight. This guy, no, do not go to him. He is probably going to die in the next 2 seconds. Don't go to him. If there is someone around, like, say it's like Rainmaker Pedestal right here, I'd probably jump to them. I'd probably jump to someone who is over here. I would probably be mindful of who is around this area as well. If you can see that there is paint being flung in this bit in particular and is coming up, it might not be a good idea to jump directly here. Because if the person over in this place sees that there's a jump marker here and they have a bomb, you're dead. You're just dead. Again, like, don't feel bad if you're a new player and you're doing silly super jumps like that. When I was a new player, I didn't even super jump. I didn't know how to fucking do it. When I learned how to super jump, I did silly super jumps like this. Everyone does it, and no one really thinks about it. They're just like, super jumping? Oh my god, that's a great thing. I can just jump all the way over here and be right back in the fight? Oh yeah. Then, they get into the higher ranks and realize, oh shit, I'm dying a lot. Yeah, no, I absolutely used to do bad super jumps. Everyone has done bad super jumps. I'm just gonna make fun of the people in X rank who do this. You hear that? People in X rank do bad super jumps. They're the people who are meant to be the best. Might as well show you guys this nice little thing called Ninja Squid. Alright? A lot of low-level players might not know this. I had to learn this back at the start of this game because Ninja Squid was meta. Ninja Squid was meta for the first, like, few months of this game. Most people in lower ranks will not see where you're going, alright? Just like, I don't know how my capture card is picking this up. This might have to be something that I show people in, like, in person. People normally in lower ranks cannot see this, and usually when you're in the thick of it in a fight, I would not blame anyone for not noticing the Ninja Squid trails. Because they are very hard to see, especially when you're fighting. I like to have Ninja Squid on my short-ranged weapons because it helps me close that gap that I was talking about earlier. I can just be shooting, I can be making myself a little trail. If there's like paint around me, oh my god, that's great. I can just go into Ninja Squid and approach them. Especially with all my swim speed. It can be very fast, and they would not expect it. They would not know where I'm going. Or not process where I'm going in time. But when I'm a backliner, especially at the start when I was playing Hydra a lot, I would have to look out for Ninja Squid users a lot. Because, again, most weapons, most people were running it. I think half the lobby, if not more, were running Ninja Squid at the start of this game. So I had to get very used to looking at this ink trail that I'm making right here. You see that? Very hard to fucking see. Little trail right there. When I'm a Hydra, I'd have to pay attention to that. And be able to locate people based on that. Yeah, it's not too much of a thing anymore, but I noticed that when lower level players are against Ninja Squid users, they find it really, really hard to notice those ink trail lines. Unfortunately. And they get caught out by that very easily. And it ends up a lot of situations where it's a wipeout in lower levels, unfortunately. Don't worry. The last thing, mostly, is my knowledge I've gained. As I said before, when I was starting to get better at the game, I played Random Weapons Bingo. And what made me get better at the game by doing that is experiencing other weapons, and like I said, experiencing what both those other weapons are looking for, and also what my opponents are looking for when I'm playing that weapon. Yeah, it's really useful knowledge. Extremely. It's probably what fucks up a lot of newer players the most. There's a reason why weapons that are considered like noob crushers to be so noob crushy that like newer players like think they are just outright broken. It's because they don't have knowledge on how to fight it. And what noob killers are in the game that I feel like is fucked? The most egregious noob crusher, I think, rollers are definitely in that category because not a lot of people know how to fight rollers in lower level. AKA, they don't know spacing. Like I say. They don't know how to deny a roller. Denying a roller, basically, paint the shit out of the map. Don't let them move. Alright, these things are not mobile at all when you take away their paint. Chargers are probably very big noob killers. Yeah. Backliners in general, the way to fight them, because I have a lot of experience with being a backliner myself. I know exactly what annoys the fuck out of me when I'm being a backliner, and I use that knowledge against other backliners whenever I'm, you know, being more of a frontliner or support or anything. What backliners hate is bombs. Bombs, any long-range threat like Zuka as well. Inkjet can be a bit annoying, but usually the really good ones will be able to snipe that shit out of the air. Crab Tank is fucked. Booyah Bomb is annoying. Pretty much any special really is annoying. Throwing fucking rain is annoying as well, because now I have to move unless I want to die in the rain. But yes, if you don't have access to your special, bomb spam is very good. Especially either lethal bombs, like very lethal bombs, or torpedo. Torpedo is really good. Because it's either they take a lot of damage, or they snipe, they basically waste their shot on getting rid of that torpedo. That's why custom juniors are very annoying to backliners. It's not custom junior is not a good weapon on the front lines or like even to an extent support. I do like playing custom junior as a support, but it's not amazing. Just play Zap if you want a good support. Yeah, if I'm ever playing custom junior, the only reason I'm playing it is to deny the backline any semblance of play in the game. If you may remember my playing in the tournament of the NSC, where anytime I saw an enemy Hydra, or anytime I saw enemy backline, I would always be mindful of, hey, do we have someone who can spam bombs at that motherfucker? I remember, for the NSC in October last year, specifically, I saw a Hydra, and the very next match, I was like, I'm switching to custom junior, hear me out. That motherfucker's not playing the game. I'm not gonna let him play the game. I think it was zones at that point. I was like, and he was on Umami as well, I remember. On Umami, I was like, I'm going to the left, where he's gonna be camping. I'm gonna stay behind his block, spam the fuck out of torpedo at him, so he can't fire, he can't get a full charge and then fire at you guys, and I'm just gonna keep painting my side of the map with my fucking zone in it. And it was all I had to do. It was a fucking sweep. Hydra. A lot of newer players complain about it. A lot of people can complain about it. It is a very, very good full charge. It's strong. That is its strongest attribute. And yes, it can be very annoying when they have their full charge. But there's a specific way to fight stuff like a Hydra. The way to fight a Hydra, obviously, as I said, bomb spam. Very important. It will deny them ever getting to that full charge. The Hydra will not get to the full charge if you spam bombs at them. That big strength that you complain about, you can deny it ever happening if you just spam bombs at it. That's its biggest weakness, is that it can't really do jack shit if it doesn't have its full charge. It's slow, and that's how you take advantage of it. If they are already at a full charge and you see that they're already firing with their lovely full charge active, don't run in. I see a lot of people acknowledging that there is a full charged Hydra, acknowledging that they are shooting, and still running into line of fire. Don't challenge the Hydra when it's at full charge. What you do is hide and make sure that its full charge is over. So let's look how long this full charge lasts. Pretty long. But from here to here, that's how much time you got until he can get you again. Until he can start firing. And it's a long amount of time for this game. It may not seem like a lot when I'm just standing here not doing anything, but I assure you, in a game of Splatoon, that right there is a long time. That is how you get in on the Hydra. That is probably where you are going to have your opportunity to bomb spam. To make sure that he can't play the game. To make sure that he never gets that next full charge. And it's the same for, like, basically all backliners. Make sure that they don't get their full charge. Alright, I didn't look up any guides for any of the advice for fighting against any weapons that I share here. I figured this out on my own by playing these weapons. I'm not gonna be sitting here and saying, oh, just become a flex, main every weapon, blah blah blah. No. Fucking, you don't have to do that. I think this kind of knowledge should be shared. Alright? If you want to play one weapon, that's great. If you want to become the master of one weapon, fucking go for it, dude. It is probably a lot better than flexing a bunch of weapons, being pretty good at every weapon roll and whatnot. What I'm saying is you're basically better than me. Like I say, most of this game is knowledge. Alright, you don't need aim. A lot of these weapons have RNG to kind of compensate for your lack of aim. 52 gal. I would not stress too much about aim in this game. If you think that you're just bad because you have bad aim, I don't think so. I would happily value a team member who knows how to play Rainmaker, who knows how to play Clamblets, who knows their roles, who knows how to take advantage of spacing, of positioning. Yeah, just knowing stuff like that, you will improve so much. You are much more valuable to me if you know all that stuff than someone who has just good aim. Alright? Because I trust someone to make a good push when they know how to make a good push, and then someone who just knows aiming. Alright? Have to be the best. And there's a lot of weapons in this game that don't even require you to have good aim. There are sloshers. There are fucking blasters that have AoE. the sloshers, the rollers. Most people who pick roller at the start pick it because they don't have aim. And that's fine. If you know how to play the modes, if you have knowledge, it doesn't matter what weapon you pick in my eyes. I don't care if you're a base carbon roller player. As long as you know how to play and what your role is as that carbon, I don't care. I can work around you. You're a god with a zipcaster fucking autobomb? With fucking carbon? Then go ahead. I promise you, you'll probably get better results than someone who's just like, yeah, I can shoot a gun and aim. I shoot a gun? Yeah? I may get like a kill, but then as soon as I get that kill, I pick up the Rainmaker and the other 3 people on the other side of the fucking map, the opponents, are just gonna shoot me and kill me. That guy is a detriment. I don't think he's a good player. Like, yeah, anyone complaining about, I guess Sploosh would kind of be a noob killer. Yeah, anyway, Sploosh fucking... same again as before, the way people in the higher ranks deal with this is spacing. Same, like, literally all the short-range shooters, the way to fight them is spacing. And if you are somehow, you know, playing the Sploosh, don't pick this kit. Don't pick this kit. There's a reason why this is one of the worst kits in the game. It's one of those weapons that struggle to close that gap. Between you and the longer range person. I guess Range Blaster is another one that people struggle against a lot. My advice for Range Blaster, for any weapon that's very strong but can't paint, normally the good thing to do is basically deny it any kind of movement. Any movement, like just by painting the map, is usually a good option to go for. A very good Range Blaster player will be able to work around that. It's mostly positioning. Range Blaster takes advantage of a lot of bad positioning, or people who aren't aware that they're there to take advantage of their positioning. Usually, like I was doing right there, underneath like ledges like this. Oh, hold on. Yeah, like this. Like, look at all that AoE that they can get. Standing near a ledge is not great. Ironically, something that could be very good is being in an open area like this. Because look at all this, they have to turn around, they have to be very pinpoint precise for their one shot to kill. Especially if you're up close to them. If they manage to get the one shot when you're like behind them like this, I don't know, I think they deserve that kill. That was awesome. Able to whip their head around and get you like that. Woo! Nice. But that's the very, very high level. If you guys are like trying to climb up the A and S ranks, you will rarely see anyone be able to pull that off. To fight anything is to take advantage of its weaknesses. And ideally take advantage of your strengths. But for denying the other one, it's usually taking advantage of their weaknesses. And for Range Blaster, yeah, that's kind of a thing. It's also very slow. So if they have fired, you have quite a big opportunity to go in and kill them before they can shoot again.